All right. There we are. Hi, everybody online. Glad you're here. Hi, everybody in person. Glad you're here. Let's start standing, just as we did last week. Find your feet about shoulder width, hip width distance apart, and start to rock forward and back, toe to heel. Maybe raise up on your tippy toes. Roll back. And then go ahead and find stillness. Let your arms hang heavy by your side and flutter your eyelids closed. Take a deep breath in. Let yourself grow a little bit taller. And with your exhale, let your shoulders get a little bit heavier. Another breath in. And let go of tension with this exhale. One more for good measure. Breathe in. Exhale, soften. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead with the breath. Arms, fingers up to the sky. And exhale, bring your hands through center. Hinge at the hips. Find a forward fold. Bring your feet a little bit wider in this forward fold. Find a little bit of a bend in your knees. That might be a little bit more comfortable in your hamstrings. And then gently shake your head no, and nod your head yes, to let go of any tension in your neck and upper spine. You can find a little bit more movement here or find your stillness. And we're going to take 3 full cycles of breath all together. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in. And out. Full breath in. Full breath out. Now since we've done upside down for a second, take your time coming back to standing. Nice and slow, rolling up. And then with your inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And then exhale, find a gentle back bend here, opening the elbows nice and wide, shining the chest to the sky. Roll out through the wrists if you'd like. Breathe it out. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, bending at the hips. Inhale, bring your hands to the tops of your thighs for a halfway lift. We're just realigning the spine, nice and straight and long. And breathe out, hands back towards your toes. Inhale all the way up to standing, nice and slow. Exhale, find your gentle back bend. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. One more time, all the way through. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slow rise to standing. Hands up overhead. Exhale, find your back bend. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer over your heart space. And just pause here for a moment. Got a little bit of motion, a little bit of breath going through our bodies, so the blood has started to circulate. And it's about now that our mind starts to wander. Yes, this is quickly in class. So I'd like to remind you that this time is intentional for you and for each of us here together. I'd like to invite you to honor that space and time that you've created for yourself. And whatever intention kind of works for you today, whether it be grounding, community, movement, take that here. Take a breath in. And exhale, let your hands fall to your sides. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Interlace all your fingers except for your pointers. Little Charlie's Angels. Hands up. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, bend to your right side of the room here. Good. Really plant down through all 10 toes. Find your depth. Inhale, come upright. And exhale, bend the other way. Maintain your breath. Breathe it out. Inhale, come upright. And let's forward fold here, all the way forward, hinging at your hips. Again, a bend in the knees might feel good in your hamstrings. Inhale, halfway lift, strengthening the spine. Exhale, fold once more. Bend at your knees. We're gonna get into that little toe stretch here. So coming on down, making our way down to our mat. Bring your heels up, stretching those tiny little toes here. Don't forget about your pinky toes. Stay with your breath here. One more breath in. Now sink your heels down for a little bit of a calf stretch, ankle stretch here. Maybe walk your hands further out for better balance. Maybe tuck your chin towards your chest for a little bit of a neck stretch if you feel anything there. One more breath in. And breathe out. Come on forward into tabletop. Bringing your knees underneath your hips. Stacking your hands underneath your shoulders. Let's work into a gentle cat-cow with your breath. I'll guide you through the breath, but as always, if your breath doesn't match my cue, that's okay. Inhale, we're gonna drop the belly and look forward. Pull your shoulders towards your back and tip your tailbone towards the sky. Breathe in nice and big. Exhale, tuck the chin and round your spine, one vertebrae at a time here. Nice arch through the spine. Pull your belly button towards the back line of the body and push all 10 fingers into your mat. Breathe out. Inhale, back to cow. Drop the belly, look forward. Exhale, cat. Round the spine, tuck the chin. Now move through at your pace, your breath, as slowly as you need to. Two more of each. And once you finish, come back to a tabletop. Once we've all reached our tabletop here, take your right leg, extend it straight back, and then bring that straight leg across midline. You start to feel a little bit in your right hip here, and then just turn and look towards those those right toes over your left shoulder. Maybe you feel a little side body stretch to the right hip. Take a big breath in. Stay here, exhale. Inhale, look forward, lift the right leg, and bring it back to center. Same thing on the other side. Left leg extends. Cross over, right side of the mat. Turn and look over your right shoulders. And stay for a couple breaths. Breathe in. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, look forward, left leg extends back, and come back to midline. Getting into our upper body a little bit. Give those wrists a bit of a little bit of a roll out. We're going to give them a break here. Take your right arm, spiral it up to the sky. Take your time here, or if you're ready to go ahead and thread the needle, bring the right arm underneath the body. Right temple, comes towards the mat or towards a pillow. The front hand can stay on the mat in front of your face. Or if you'd like to take that twist, bring your left arm up and tuck it back wherever it may reach. Find a nice controlled breath here. Breathe it in. Stay for your breath out. If the left arm is wrapped, go ahead and bring it back down now. Press yourself into the mat. Right arm spins up to the sky. Unwind, roll out through the wrist, through the shoulder. Find your mobility here. And then go ahead and bring the right hand back to the mat. Left arm spins up to the sky here. Open up through the chest and shoulders. And when you're ready, go ahead and thread the needle. Left arm under the right. Left temple comes towards the mat. And then maybe that right arm comes up and around for a gentle bind. Noticing where you feel the sensation in your body and being mindful with your inhales and exhales. Whatever that looks like to you. Breathe in. Stay for a breath out. If your right arm is tucked, go ahead and unwind. Unwind all the way, left arm up to the sky. Roll out the wrist, roll out the shoulder. And then let's come on down to child's pose. Give your knees a rest for just a moment. Sending your hips back towards your heels. Maybe a little bit more space between your knees, bringing them wide on the mat. And then if you want a little bit more lift through your shoulders, I should have had you bring the bolster to the top of your mat. But if you want, just an option, you can place your hands on top of that bolster to give your arms and hands a little bit of a lift. And if you have blocks, they have different heights. Find your breath here. In and out. You've got your hands lifted. Let's go ahead and move the blocks to the side. Stay in your child's pose. We're getting a little spinal flexion here. You can stay in center if that feels great. If you want to walk your fingers off the right side of your mat, go ahead and do so here. Send your left hip far away from your fists, kind of stretching the body away from those points. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more inhale. And an exhale. Slowly realign back towards midline. Take a breath here. And when you're ready, go ahead and walk your fingers off the left side of the mat to your depth. Find your breath. Another breath in. And with your exhale, come back through to center. Take a breath here. And a breath back out. And slowly, let's come up to a seat together. I do want to get into a little bit more shoulder opening and like a chest opener. We haven't done this posture before, so I'm going to walk you through it kind of slowly. If you've got a bolster or a block, I will say that you probably might want it underneath your seat. So sit on it long ways, whichever way. We just want a little bit more lift in our seat here with this next one. So I'll talk through it. Go ahead and continue to get settled here. What we're going to do is just really open up through the chest and shoulders. So we're going to open up through the neck before we get started. Go ahead and tip the chin up to the sky. And open and close your jaw. Maybe tip your head a little bit to the right and to the left.
Noticing any areas of tightness and just taking a minute there. Being mindful of our spine.
And then gently bring the chin towards the chest. Breathe it in. And come back up. All right, inhale, hands up to the sky. Exhale, find your back bend here. And then we're going to drop the right arm and left arm back down towards the base of your tailbone. Maybe you interlace your fingers to one another, maybe not. And if they are interlaced, both fists go down, or even if they're not interlaced, sorry, both fists go down towards the ground. Chest lifts up to the sky, maybe you tip the head up as well. If this doesn't feel good in the front of the neck, you can keep the chin tucked as well. Take a breath in. Go ahead and release any grasp you have. Bring your hands to your thighs. And a quick cat-cow, seated. We're going to do one more pass at that. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. Exhale, find a back bend, cactus your arms. And then when you're ready, you can drop your left hand and right hand back below, finding your grasp if you have it. And then we're really elevating the chest towards the sky, and pressing the fist down towards the ground. Breathe it in. And back out, let's release. I lied, we do have one more pass at that. But you all can stay seated if you want. This is what we're going for. It's called camel. I know we have like so many animal poses and stuff with yoga, but with camel, we reach up and back and we're just grabbing towards our ankles and really finding that opening for the chest. So if you've got the blocks or the bolster there, those are a great place to land. So let's get into it together. Coming up onto our knees. Inhale, hands up high. Exhale, find your back bend. And now if you have back pockets, almost like that's where we're heading, place your hands in your back pockets. That's a little bit of a low back support. You can stay there and lean back as you grasp and reach for the ankles, knowing that you do not need to grab the ankles or heels if it's not accessible. Move nice and slow. Wherever you are, tuck the chin first. Walk your hands back up to the low back and find your seat again. How did that feel? Okay, there's only one. Want to try that for y'all? Let's go ahead and move the bolsters, move the blocks out of the way. We're going to come on to our seats. Finding diamond. Any depth here between your heels and your groin, but the further away you will be able to fold a little bit more, so know your depth here. Sit up nice and tall, roll the shoulders up and back, and then hinging from your hips first, keeping your spine nice and flat, go ahead and fold forward. Go to where you start to feel it, maybe in your outer thighs or glutes. And then pause there and breathe into that shape. Counterbalance from the last shape we were in, so find any variation of this fold that feels good for you. Maybe you tuck the chin. Breathe it in. Exhale just a little deeper. Right here. Gonna extend your right leg out. Take your left knee, maybe cross over that extended leg. And as you're sitting up tall, maybe you squeeze, give that front leg a little bit of a hug, bring it tighter. You might feel this already on this side body. Stay here if that's good. If you want a little bit more, let's take your right arm. Nope. Sorry, I'm turning around. bring that one all the way back, and then the right arm might cross over that front knee. There we go. Sorry about that video. Yes. Finding your twist. If you want the twist to go all the way up the spine, turn, look over the left shoulder. Take a breath in, and breath out. Gently unwind, coming back to center. Both legs stretch out in front of you and find a forward fold. When you're ready to do the same on the other side, come on upright. Now I'm confused, but go ahead and do the other leg. Sorry. Yes, and that on the right side. Right arm will back, stroke all the way, opening up the shoulders. Left arm maybe hooks here over that front knee. Turn, look over the right shoulder for a full spinal twist. Find your breath. Unhook the front arm, unwind. Bring both legs out in front. Find a little bit of space here. Wide legs, seated forward fold. Go ahead and fold forward. Maybe you rest on elbows, bolster, blocks in front of you. And then I invite you to let your head hang heavy here, relieving any tension that might still be lingering here in the upper neck and shoulders. One more breath in, and exhale it out. Let's bring the heels back in together for one more pass at diamond. Again, sit up nice and tall, roll the shoulders up and back. You can stay lifted if that feels good, or maybe find your forward fold. Inhale, come upright. Bring the knees together. Spin off to, well, I'll spin off to the side. Come on to your back. Nice and slow here. Keep the knees up towards the chest. It might feel good for a little rock side to side, a little back massage. And then I invite you to find stillness once more. Let the hips be heavy. Let your shoulders melt into the mat. Take a full breath in. And on your breath out, let your feet come to the mat. And then go ahead and walk your feet to the edges of your mat. Hands can go wherever is comfortable. We're going to find a gentle windshield wiper, but a little bit of a slower version of it. So go ahead and drop your knees off the right side of your mat. Work them nice and slow. And then we're going to pause and hold this. If you want to place a yoga block or a bolster under your right knee, the knee that is a little bit more lifted, that might feel a little bit more comfortable here. Or maybe this just feels real nice through that left hip flexor, or any other place you feel this. Stay for a breath in, and back out. Inhale, guide your knees through center. And just drop them off the other direction. Finding your depth, your breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. center and pause here for a moment. Bring the length of your spine back to your mat. Turn your head side to side. Lift and lower the shoulders. Let them be heavy in this space. And just breathe for a couple minutes. Feeling the gentle rise and fall of your belly with the breath. Got 2 more shapes to offer you all. If you want to find your Shavasana now, that's awesome. If you want a little bit more, I've got that here. Let's take your right leg extended up toward the sky and cross it over the left. You might feel a little bit of stretch here to this left hip, or this right hip flexor, the top hip flexor. Or maybe bring the knees up towards your chest and find that squeeze there. We're getting real twisty today, so if this doesn't work for you, that's okay. This is a good place to be. Or possibly, this is called shoelace. So if you imagine like your legs are shoelaces here, grabbing onto the pinky edge of your feet. Find that grasp. Maybe this works, maybe this doesn't. Maybe you just let gravity do its job. Breathe in. Exhale, release the grasp if you have it. Gently let the feet come back down to the mat and unwind. You can find a windshield wiper if you'd like, if that feels good. We're not going to hold it, you can just move side to side. And let's balance it out here. Left leg extends high, crosses over the right. Stay here if this feels good. Maybe bring the knees up towards your chest. Maybe grasp towards pinky edges of your toes. I love left to right postures because you notice just differences. I won't necessarily say imbalances, but you notice how your muscles feel different day to day, side to side. Take inventory here. One more breath in. Exhale, gently release and unwind. Windshield wiper if you'd like. The final shape I'd like to offer is a supported fish pose before our Shavasana. So if you know where you're going, go ahead and find that. If you have your bolsters, those are just going to come to the very base of your spine. Go ahead and lay on back on those. You have yoga blocks at home. Long ways on the spine, short ways for your head, like a little bit of a pillow. We're just continuing to open up through the chest, through the heart space. Bring your arms wide if that's comfortable, if you have the space. And just breathe here for the remainder of class. I'll be mindful of the time, so you be mindful of just your breath in this present moment. big breath in together. And a gentle exhale. Let's slowly come onto the right side, rolling off of your bolster nice and gently. And then slowly come up to a tall seat when you're ready. I invite you to keep your eyes closed or lowered just for a few more moments. Place your hands in your lap and take a breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Left hand over your heart, right hand over your left. And feel the beat for a moment. Thank you for taking this time for yourself to connect with others and to commit to your health and wellness. May there be peace in the mind, strength in the body, and love in the heart. Namaste. Thanks everyone online. See you next time.